I don't even remember most of the time that I have a bulb on the ceiling in my pantry, because every time I walk into the pantry, these lights just come on. And this magnetic curtain holder, I was worried that when they snap together, like they would just snap apart once the curtains get a bit heavy for them. These things stay. I wanted a very convenient way to store or display my perfumes. I looked and I found this. I love them. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about home essentials. I've had this video on my list to do for a very long time, and I'm going to explain to you guys why it's taking me like a little bit of time, just very quickly. This video is going to be about items that I got from Aliexpress that I have used to elevate my space. I didn't do this video last year because I really wanted to try these products out and make sure that they were worth recommending. Me and my husband, we started living here because this was, I moved in here. He had been here for a while. Around that time, we had to change a lot of things, like after I came into the picture. One of the biggest stressors at that time was where to get really good, aesthetically pleasing things. Shipping from Amazon directly to here is very expensive. Sometimes Amazon does actually ship to here, but then shipping is expensive because they use DHL and I think RMX and UPS sometimes, and they make you pay for customs. They kind of charge you an estimate that you have to pay before checkout, and it makes everything so expensive sometimes. To be honest, sometimes Amazon will actually refund you handling fees if at the end of the day what they paid was lower than the initial estimate. It's a bit tricky because at the end of the day you just have two options. It's either you pay the estimate and the fees that they charge, because they also use really reliable shippers and they can be a bit pricey, and this is all the things that they factor into the final quotes that they give you. So it's either you pay all of that or you use a shipment forwarder, someone who would like have it delivered to them and then forward it down here to you. But the thing about it is that it can take a lot of time, like a long time, sometimes about 3 weeks to get to you. The next best thing is Aliexpress. Guys, I'm not being paid to say this. This is not a sponsored video, but I found Aliexpress to be so convenient and so reliable in the past 3 to 4 years. And I've had a lot of you ask me for quite some time to just explain how I order from Aliexpress, and we're going to get into that in this video, okay? If you've been following me for a very long time, you know that as far back as 2018, 2019, before Aliexpress even perfected the shipping system that they use to ship to this place, I was already an Aliexpress like fanatic. At that time, like the only option you had to receive items from Aliexpress was to go to the post office and pick up your items from there. And sometimes things get missing, although they were very reliable when it came to refunding or just sorting you out if anything happened with your shipment and you didn't get it. Back in 2021 or so, Aliexpress partnered with a private courier company, I think called SpeedAF, because when I tried ordering from them again back in 2022 and realized that shipping was now much faster and much more refined, you guys were like, Dimma, this is old news. We've always known. I was shocked. Now, this private courier company allows for detail tracking and you get your items in about 12 days max. Sometimes it comes earlier than that. So basically that's how it goes now. Because Aliexpress is still essentially at the end of the day a marketplace, there are some sellers there who have partnered with Aliexpress in order to ensure that items are fulfilled by Aliexpress, and there are some vendors that still just ship the items on their own, and if they ship it using whatever courier service they like, that is what will still take you to the post office till this day, right? So my one big hack or recommendation when you're shopping from Aliexpress is to look for this label that says choice, this yellow label. If this yellow label is on the page for whatever item it is you're looking at, that means that that item is going to be shipped and fulfilled by Aliexpress, and that means that your item is going to arrive at your doorstep via SpeedAF. Basically, I wanted to say all these things because I know that if I don't say it at this stage, I'm going to be bombarded with questions from people asking, but Dimma, how does shipping work? This is how shipping works. Look for the choice label and make sure that the item has that. If it doesn't, find another vendor or another seller who has the choice label. Your item is going to arrive at your gate, at your doorstep. Also, to kind of keep things consistent and relatable to everyone, because guys, like over 50% of the people who watch me on this channel are not Nigerian. I'm going to be mentioning or stating prices in USD. However, know that on Aliexpress. You can go there and just change the currency. It will display prices for you in whatever currency you like. Okay, so let's get into it. First item on my list, pantry lights, okay? I call these pantry lights. That's not necessarily what they are called on the page, but I use them on my pantry. So they're basically these flat tubes of lights, LED lights that come with sensors. So they have sensors, they are rechargeable, and they are magnetic. These things have literally changed the way I enjoy my pantry. The lights in my pantry, the bulbs, they never come on. What I have on the ceiling, I never turn it on. I just use these pantry lights, and I unboxed these with you guys last year in a vlog. Guys, these are so convenient. I don't even remember most of the time that I have a bulb on the ceiling in my pantry, because every time I walk into the pantry, these lights just come on. Installation was so easy because I installed these myself in a video and you guys saw that. So basically they come with these sticky tapes that are sticky on one end and then magnetic on the other end. And what you just do is you put these tapes on whatever surface it is you want to mount this light on, and then you just stick the lights to the tapes because there are magnets on the other end of the tape, and then the lights themselves, they are magnetic. So you just snap them on and just take them out whenever you want to charge. They are so good, okay? With these lights, a full charge is going to give you about 2 weeks of steady lights until they just die, and then you need to charge again, and then you don't charge again for another 2 weeks. I got the 30 cm one. The seller has these lights in different lengths on their page. I used a tape. I kind of gauged what 30 cm would look like, and I settled for that, and I think that that's the perfect length considering like how long my shelves are. These lights sold for $6.30, which I honestly don't think is bad, especially considering just how convenient I found them to be and just how consistent they are. I've not had anyone die out, stop working, nothing. I charge them every 2 weeks. I try as much as possible to charge everything on the same day because that guarantees you that the next cycle, everything kind of dies at the same time. If you're looking for something to elevate your pantry space, and this is not even just unique to pantries. If you have any shelves, it could be your closet, anywhere where you want extra light and you want these lights to come on when you are in that space and go off when you leave the space, please consider these. I find them to be of such good value considering the amount of money that I paid for them. Next item that I have on my list are these black Lazy Susans that I got for about $26. I got these because I wanted a very convenient way to store or display my perfumes. I went back and forth thinking. I thought about shelves for a bit. I thought about like acrylic stands that I had seen on people's videos, but I was like, why don't I just get something that turns really easily and makes it very easy to access each bottle at any given time? And I settled for this. I also wanted it to be black because I felt like black would look really, really good in this corner. And I also wanted it matte. I didn't want anything that was super slippery or had a glossy surface where bottles could slide off of, okay? I looked and I found this. I love them. I love this. I love two of them. I love them so much. If you're looking for inspiration for how to store your perfumes, consider this. This would also work in a pantry if you had very wide shelves. It could also work in the kitchen. It could work in different spaces. I just particularly love it for what I got it for. I love the fact that they are flat. Most of the times, Lazy Susans that I have seen, they have these wheels that are very obvious, so they don't flush with whatever surface you put them on. These are not like that. So I'm able to turn these. They are quite wide. They're able to fit quite a few things. Honestly, the seller has these in different sizes. I settled for 40 cm because it was one of the larger sizes that they had. I'm also very, very happy with the size because it's so wide. It's also like a reality check for when I think that I'm beginning to acquire too many perfumes. To be honest, I'm also at a stage in my life where I hardly ever buy perfumes these days. People gift me perfumes quite a lot. And so I know that things are getting out of hand when I realize that my perfumes no longer fit the Lazy Susans. Like at that point, it's like ridiculous. And I say I'm not getting any other thing until I run out, or at least I finish 1 bottle or 2 bottles from these 2 trays. So guys, if you're looking for very good Lazy Susans, if you're looking for Lazy Susans that don't look very common, they're very unique. They're not the acrylic or white ones, especially Lazy Susans that are not slippery, please consider these ones. And I don't think that the price was that bad because the quality of this is really good. The next thing that I have on my list is this organic shaped marble tray. When I saw this, I was like, this looks so unique, and I could immediately imagine it in a central area. It's so unexpected. Most of the time when you think about marble trays, they are either circular or rectangular. They have very specific shapes. I particularly love the fact that this was just shaped in a way that just very unexpected. This is one of the more expensive things, if not the most expensive thing that I have on this list. It's quite heavy. I got it for about $69 or so. But one thing I love about it is that it's heavy, but it's well made. The surface is very, very smooth and matte. They also made it with very good marble. It comes with things underneath to make sure that it doesn't scrape the surface that it is sitting on. I like it a lot. I like that it's just unique. I've not seen it on social media that much. I haven't even seen it in anybody's house. I love it. I love the fact that people comment on it when they come to my space. I just use it as a tray for my candles and diffusers. They sit there. For me, outside of it being a tray, it's also a decorative piece. It just really elevates the area where it is sitting on. I love it a lot. If you're looking for something that is quite unique when it comes to marble trays, consider this one. I think that it's so cool. Okay, next item on my list is a decorative piece, but it also serves a purpose. It's this dish that we use for keys. When I first saw this, I wasn't quite sure what material it was made from. Honestly, I thought that it was ceramic, but when it arrived, I realized that it was not ceramic, it's not glass, it's not marble, it's also not plastic. So this material is very interesting. The only thing I'd say is don't drop it, because I also feel like if you drop it, it can break. I love the scalloped edges. I love that it is unique. I love that it's not just a regular bowl sitting on that surface where I just drop keys, because regular bowls are very common. This is very unique. I love it a lot. And outside of just using it the way that I use it, I think that it could be used for a lot of things. You could use this to keep jewelry. You could also use it in the kitchen. You can use it for a bunch of things. So I really like it, and I love the way that it elevates that particular space where it sits on. Next thing on my list are these curtain holders. They were so cheap, they were like $4, but these things are so good. I bought them on a whim because the way we did the curtains in our house, we kind of made them to sit on their own. Like, they're not curtains that need help to stay apart. So they actually slide all the way to one end and remain there. But sometimes I want to style my curtain a particular way. I like them gathered and kind of swooped to the side. And this magnetic curtain holder does it. When I bought it, I was a bit worried that the magnets wouldn't stay, because the fabrics that we use for the curtain, they are quite heavy. All the curtains actually, they are quite heavy. And so I was worried that when they snap together, like, they would just snap apart once the curtains get a bit heavy for them. These things stay. The magnets are so like heavy duty, and I love the color. I love the fact that they complement my curtains. It was also very intentional getting them in that particular color, because they had one or two other colors, but I love this one. I love it a lot. I would highly recommend this for someone who would like to style their curtains occasionally, but they don't like those, you know, the permanent curtain holders that they attach on the walls beside the curtains. I don't like them. I didn't put them anywhere in the house. And so this is like a very nice in between that gives me that look, but I can also just remove them and just tuck them away until the next time I want to use them again. Next thing I have on my list are these small rectangle marble trays. Material and finish honestly is very similar to that of the organic marble tray, but I love the shape of these. Again, quality very good. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. And I have these tucked away different parts of the house. For example, in the living room, I use one of them as a remote holder. So they just hold the two remotes that we use in this space. I also have them in the bathrooms. I use them for skincare products. So I have one serving as a tray for my husband's skincare products, and I have another one serving as a tray for my own skincare products. I love them. They have different dimensions for this particular product on the seller's page. I got the 25 by 14 cm one. This just gives you an idea how long it is. And it sold for about $41 because marble trays are just a bit pricey. Especially if it's good marble, it's a bit pricey. But I love them. I love the color. Like, if you have a light color palette going in any space, I think that this is going to work there. So if you're looking for a good marble tray that you could use to store or display anything, consider this one. This would also work really good for jewelry. It could work really good for sunglasses. It could work for a bunch of different things. So I really love it. Next item on my list is this bathtub tray. I got this honestly because I just felt like me having a bathtub, the feeling and experience will not be complete unless I had this, because a lot of people on social media who I see who have bathtubs, they have bathtub trays. And like I was explaining in a previous video, guys, I have not had a bathtub ever since I moved to Lagos. This was actually a direct complaint that I remember like making to my husband. I was like, wow, I wonder what it feels like soaking in a bathtub. Like, I don't know what that feels like. I've never had it before. And he was like, okay, I am going to try to make sure that there's a bathtub in your bathroom. And I have a bathtub. And when I got it, I was so excited. I was like, what do I do to make this experience better? I got a bathtub tray. So sometimes when I'm soaking in there, I just use the tray to set things up. I put my iPad on it. I'm able to watch a TV show or watch anything I want while I'm soaking. It's also very versatile in the sense that it can hold a wine glass, it can hold a candle, it can hold a cup of drink, it can hold a can of drink, it can hold different things, to be honest. So basically, if you have a bathtub, especially those freestanding ones, even if it's not freestanding and your bathtub is attached to a wall and you're looking for ways to enjoy it more, consider this. I love it. Like, I'm having such a good time with it. And I think that the quality is also very good. The seller that I bought this from has quality products. Next thing on my list are these velvet jewelry organizer trays. They have different like cushions, different shaped cushions, different dividers on them, and they're not expensive. Honestly, they go from small to very large. I have the small and medium ones, and I think the smallest ones sell starting from about $3, and then you go like the bigger it gets, then the more expensive it gets. This has just made storing my jewelry thin. I've not lost an earring since I started using this. If you have a drawer and it's empty, just get these things and then store your jewelry. Like, just set them up and tuck your jewelry into them. You're not going to lose an earring again. You're not going to lose a ring. You're not going to lose a necklace. You're not going to lose all those things. And I'm so happy that I got it. It's one of those things that are not very expensive, but they change the way you experience a thing or a particular group of things. And this has really helped with the way that I enjoy my jewelry, the way that I store my jewelry. I don't know. I love them. You guys have seen them in my videos. I don't know. I feel like there's not much I can say, but please check these out if you're looking for ideas. It has elevated the area where I have it in, because it looks like a more sophisticated, complicated thing than it actually is. Some people actually thought that, oh, maybe I had someone customize this. No, I just had an empty drawer. I went on Aliexpress. I got these trays. I laid them out side by side and created like a grid of sorts. And that's it. So straight to the point, guys. If you're looking for better ways to store your jewelry, consider these velvet jewelry organizer trays. The next thing that I have on my list is this candle warmer. And this is one of those things that initially I got it just because, but I feel like it looks so good in the area where I have it now. It elevates that area so well. Outside of the fact that this really elevates the space where I have it in, it's the fact that it's just also transformed the way that I enjoy candles. My candles last a lot longer now with this. I love the nice glow that the bulb, like the light inside, just kind of gives. Like, I don't know, it just causes this really nice glow. When I first went on Aliexpress to look for a candle warmer, there were so many elaborate, complicated designs. I wanted something very simple so that it doesn't clash with what I have going on in my house. And I found this one. I loved how neutral the white paint was. It goes from like a very low to high intensity depending on how much you want it to warm the candle. And then lastly, it's also the fact that the seller allows you to choose your plug. In Nigeria here, we use the UK plug. So depending on what part of the world you are in, you can get it depending on what kind of plug you guys use. I find this to be so worth it. It sold for about $35, which I don't think it's bad, because again, like, it just works really great. I love the shape, I love how it looks, and it does a really good job. And it allows you to change intensity, because sometimes candle warmers don't have this feature. I love this one. Like, I love it so much. The final thing that I have on my list is this orange table lamp. It's the lamp that you guys always see behind me when I am recording in my filming room where I do my makeup videos. I just love the fact that it gives that area a very nice like pop of color, really nice glow. One thing again is that this is a USB lamp, so you don't really need a socket to use it. Because of where I have it in the filming room, there is no like good wall outlet like that is easy to reach, and I didn't want to start moving things around. Guys, I just plugged this into a power bank. So basically, it's so good that if you don't have an outlet and you want to use it occasionally, sometimes just have a power bank charged. A power bank is going to power this. I find it to be so good. I love the almost retro-like design that it has. I don't know. I love it. Okay. I feel like the color is just very bright. I just love the orange glow, and I love how convenient it is. Like, you don't have to have other things in order to enjoy it. A USB power bank is enough. It's just a USB plug, and it has settings that you can customize. I think that it's really, really cool. So if you're looking to add a pop of color into any space, or you just want a lamp that you can use without electricity, this is the lamp for you. Consider it. I'm going to have everything that I have mentioned linked in the description box. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. I want to do like more of these type of videos where I kind of do a recap of things that I have gotten over a period of time, especially if I've used them for quite a bit and I like them and I think that you guys are going to find value. I'll just kind of do a recap and explain what they are and why I like them. Let me know if you want to see more of these type of videos. Like I said, all the links are going to be in the description box. Okay? Mwah.